scary feet. Oh, the kids are...
4, 3, 2...
Kitty!
What we didn't know is that we scared
The story begins when a monster enters a child's bedroom through the closet. He sneaks in and scares the child at the right moment. But when the child screams loudly, the monster gets startled and screams too. He falls onto some toys. He gets hurt, cries out in pain, and falls again. It turns out this is only a simulation to train monsters how to scare children. The monster fails because he forgets to close the closet door. The trainer asks why the door must not be left open. The monster gives the wrong answer. Mr. Henry Waternoose, the head of Monsters Incorporated, appears and explains that an open door could allow a child to enter. Children are believed to be poisonous and deadly to monsters. A single touch could eliminate them. The monster's mission is to collect children's screams. The screams are used as energy and the entire city depends on them. So the monsters must be responsible. They must be strong and frightening. Just like James Sullivan, the best scarer in the factory. Meanwhile, James Sullivan is sleeping in his bed when Mike wakes him up at 6 in the morning with an air horn. Every day, James trains hard. He does push-ups, exercises, and lifts weights. A TV commercial interrupts their training. It is an advertisement for Monsters Incorporated, where James and Mike work. They watch it. Mike sees James on TV and gets excited. When Mike appears on TV for a few seconds, he becomes thrilled. Mike and James go to work. James refuses to drive to the office. He wants to help reduce the city's growing energy shortage. But Mike wants to go by car. James insists on walking and drags Mike along. James is very popular and well-liked. They enter the building. Everyone greets James. His photos hang on the wall under the title Scarer of the Month. Mike stops by the receptionist, Celia, and wishes her a happy birthday. Mike managed to get a reservation at a fancy restaurant for their birthday date. Celia is surprised and very happy, especially since the restaurant is full but Mike still got a table. In the locker room, Mike and James get ready for work. Mike talks about his love for Celia and thanks James for helping him get the reservation. While Mike is talking to James, the locker door closes. Mike opens it, but it closes again. Randall, James's rival, is trying to scare Mike. Randall bothers Mike, but James stops him. Mike heads to the work area and stops at Roz's desk to pick up the door access card. Roz asks about the paperwork Mike has not handed in. Mike makes excuses, but Roz threatens him to submit it. Mike sets up the scream canisters, grabs the card from the file, swipes it, and the doors begin lining up one by one. The entire work area closes and James, Randall, and the other scarers enter to begin work. They warm up. James treats Randall with sportsmanship, but Randall acts arrogant. Everyone is ready. They begin working. James scores high because he already has the highest record. Randall only gets a few points. He gets angry and requests another door. They work hard all day producing energy. Henry Waternoose enters the work area to check on things. At that moment, one of the monsters comes out of a door shaking and crying. A child almost touched him. His assistant asks to destroy the door. Workers arrive and destroy it with a machine. Randall exits another door. His assistant informs him of the update in scores. Randall's score rises and he reaches the top. Everyone cheers for him. Seconds later, the scoreboard updates again. James returns to first place. Everyone leaves Randall and cheers for James. After James's co-workers congratulate him, Mr. Waternoose congratulates him too. A monster walks out of a door with a sock stuck to his back. Another monster immediately declares an emergency. The windows open and the CDA, Child Detection Agency, storms in. They pin the monster down, carefully remove the sock, then blow it up. CDA agents shave the monster's fur. Meanwhile, Mr. Waternoose complains about the company facing shutdown. James offers help. Mr. Waternoose asks him to train new scarers. James gladly agrees. At the end of the day, the monsters finish their work and return all the doors. Mike and James change clothes and leave. Mike is excited about his date with Celia, but Roz stops him and asks about the paperwork. Mike has filled it out but forgot to submit it. He has only 5 minutes before he needs to be at the restaurant. When Celia arrives, James helps Mike by offering to deliver the paperwork. Mike tells him where the documents are and where each file should go. James finds the files, but he notices one door left open. No one is around, but the red light is on, showing the door is still active. James opens the door and checks inside to see if any monster is there. The room is empty. James hears a sound. He turns and finds a little girl playing with his tail. He jumps in shock. He grabs a pair of tongs, picks her up, and puts her back in her room. But the girl appears behind him again. He puts her in bed and tries to leave. He trips over some toys. He exits the room. Randall appears. James runs into the bathroom, throws the toys into the toilet, tries flushing them, but the toilet clogs. He takes the toys back and runs to the locker room. James crushes the toys in a locker, but the girl clings to his back. He puts her in a bag and returns to bring her back, but the door has already closed. Randall comes out. James hides behind the door and cannot return the girl. Meanwhile at the restaurant, Mike and Celia are having dinner. James arrives and interrupts their date. James informs Mike about the girl and shows him the bag she is in. Mike cannot find the bag. The girl runs around with the bag on her head. All the monsters in the restaurant panic and run away. One monster calls the CDA. Mike grabs a food container and puts the girl inside. James closes the container. They forget the bag the girl used. The CDA raids the restaurant. Mike and James escape, but Celia is caught. Mike wants to save her, but James pulls him away. They keep running as the CDA blocks the entire area. The city panics. The press covers the disaster. Witnesses exaggerate the story of the child. Back at home, James and Mike panic. They avoid the girl because they think she is poisonous and could kill them. She wrecks the apartment. James tries to push her away by offering Mike's toy. Mike grabs it back. She cries loudly. Lights flicker. James calms her so the CDA won't find them. She touches James. He freezes in fear. Mike falls into a trash bin chasing his toy. She laughs. The building loses power. She draws while Mike searches for a way to get rid of her, but nothing works. She draws herself and James holding hands. She gets sleepy. James takes her to his room. She ends up sleeping on his bed while he sleeps on the couch. She wakes him and points to the closet door, scared of Randall. James checks the closet. It is empty. He sits by the door until she sleeps. James starts to believe she is harmless. Mike disagrees. They plan to return her to her room. He makes a disguise from sofa fabric. The next day, they go to the factory. The CDA surrounds the building, investigating the child's arrival. The CDA has the Monsters Incorporated bag from the restaurant. The girl plays with Mr. Waternoose. James and Mike rush to stop her. James carries her while Mr. Waternoose reminds him to teach the new scarers. They hide in the men's restroom. Mike goes to get Boo's door key card. Boo wants to enter the restroom. James helps her and waits outside. When she finishes, James checks the stall, but it is empty. Boo appears behind him. She runs and hides. They play hide and seek. She says Boo when she appears. James names her Boo. Mike meets Roz and tries to take Randall's card. Roz refuses and shuts the window on his fingers. Mike returns to James and Boo. Boo cries to James. They hear Randall coming and hide in a stall. Randall talks with his assistant about the escaped child. He pauses at their stall but stops. They talk about a machine, then leave. James and Mike take Boo back to the factory. Mike lies about the card. He stole another one. He orders a door, but James realizes it is not Boo's. Boo's door was white with roses while this one is dark brown. James refuses to hand over Boo. Mike argues loudly. They lose Boo. Mike is glad and does not want to search. James insists and starts looking. They meet Randall. Randall asks about Boo, but Mike misleads him. James sees Boo and chases her. Celia appears and scolds Mike for leaving her. Randall hears and sees a newspaper photo of Mike with Boo. Mike escapes and hides. Randall appears behind him, slams him into the wall, and interrogates him. Randall makes a deal. Boo's door will be in the station at lunch. They must return Boo. James goes after Boo, but two CDA agents stop him and ask for an autograph. When he finishes, the workers have dumped the trash. Boo escapes before they throw it out. James rushes to the basement. He watches trash crushed into cubes. He picks up a cube, thinking it is Boo. Mike finds James. They are heartbroken. They hear Boo and find her playing with child monsters. James hugs her. A child monster bites Mike. Boo laughs. The lights flicker and go out. They return to the factory to put Boo back. James feels suspicious and refuses to return her. Mike enters the room to prove it is safe, but he is kidnapped. James and Boo hide. Randall takes Mike in a box and leaves. James and Boo follow. They reach a wall. Boo opens a secret door. Randall chains Mike to a chair and questions him about Boo. Randall shows the scream extractor. He turns it on. It stops. They find his assistant strapped to it instead of Mike. They run out of the facility. James goes to confront Mr. Waternoose. Mr. Waternoose is with the new scarers in the simulation room. James tries to explain, but Mr. Waternoose asks him to show how to frighten a child. James roars, unaware Boo is watching. She runs away. Mike explains, and Mr. Waternoose seems to listen. They head to the door station. Mr. Waternoose orders a metal door. Randall opens it. Mr. Waternoose pushes Mike and James inside. They land in a snowy place. Mike blames James and attacks him. A huge monster appears and welcomes them. In the cave, Mike warms himself while James plans to save Boo. The snowman mentions a village. James decides to go there and use a door to return. The trip takes 3 days. James uses skating gear to slide fast. Mike throws snow at him and refuses to join. James leaves alone, crashes, hears a scream, and sees a village. He rushes inside and enters the factory. Randall tied Boo to a chair. Mr. Waternoose scolds Randall. Randall activates the extractor to drain children's screams. James breaks through the door. Randall attacks him. Boo falls. Mike returns and throws a snowball. It hits Randall and exposes him. James punches Randall. They run. Celia appears and clings to Mike. She wants the truth. Mike tells her. She does not believe him. Boo appears and proves it. Celia panics and helps when she sees Randall chasing them. James orders a door. Randall nearly catches them. Celia announces Randall broke a scare record. Monsters gather around him and block him. James stops the arriving doors. He hangs on the lift to reach Boo's door. Randall climbs after them. They enter the warehouse full of doors. They reach a dead end. Mike makes Boo laugh. The doors move. They travel through the warehouse to reach Boo's door. Randall still chases them. He grabs Boo and cuts the door. They fall. They climb and chase him. Randall runs into a room. James follows. Randall pushes him. Boo encourages James and attacks Randall. James captures Randall. Mike opens a door. James throws Randall inside. The door shatters. They climb to Boo's door, but the power is out. They try to make Boo laugh and fail. Suddenly the door moves. Mr. Waternoose orders the door and calls the CDA. Mike appears with Boo. He throws a lollipop and runs. James comes out with Boo. He steals the door and escapes. Mr. Waternoose chases him. James hides and sets the door on the station. Mr. Waternoose breaks in. James enters. Mr. Waternoose confesses and pulls the child, but it is a doll. They are in the simulation chamber. The CDA arrests him. Roz has been undercover for 2 years. She allows them to return Boo, but the door will be destroyed. James hugs Boo and walks away in tears. The door is destroyed. He keeps a piece. The factory may shut down. James gets an idea. They change the system to make children laugh. Laughter is much stronger. Mike works as a comedian. James becomes the director. He misses Boo. Mike takes him to a room. He rebuilt Boo's door, but one piece belongs to James. He fits the piece in. The light changes color. James opens the door and breathes her name. Boo responds with excitement, and with that the story ends here. Monster Inc. shows you that fear often comes from things you do not understand. The bond between James and Boo proves that courage and empathy can turn enemies into family. The film also reminds you that laughter gives more strength than fear in life.